one thing I am going to do, I'm going to put a very slight radius in that corner there. At the minute what you've got is a very sharp corner, as it was done with a parting tool. That's like a high stress area. If you look at a crankshaft on a racing car, any crankshaft in fact, that corner there has always got a slight radius, a fillet radius in it. So we'll gently do that by hand. I think you can just about see it there. That's all it takes. That's actually slightly undercut, but that is stronger than a real sharp corner. This is the dirty end of the lathe where the change gears live. I've shown this before. This lathe is imperial. It's got an imperial lead screw, and I need to cut a metric thread. So to cut the metric thread, we use these two gears here, what they call a transition gear. That one's 100 tooth, and that one's got 127 tooth. That gives a ratio between the gearbox and the main shaft, which allows it to cut a metric thread. I've got a chart which tells us how to set the gearbox up and how to set the gear train up to cut the wall mill pitch thread. What it says, I need a stud gear at 32, which is that gear there. I've got a 32 for there and a 56 for there, and I'm pretty sure it's a 56 that's on there, but I will have to check. And I've also got to fetch these two gears into play. It's absolutely horrible and dirty and oily in there, which it's actually the best way to have them. You don't want the gears dry. Definitely a wearing gloves job. Now we'll take this gear off first. Gears are keyed onto the, are all keyed on. Make sure the keys at the top, was the keys really want to fall off and get lost. Right, that's a 24, so we need a 32 on there. And like I say, we've got to fetch these two into play as well. And we need a 56 on there. The first thing is we'll get the 32 gear for that. Right, that's my 32 tooth gear for that one. We'll just check that as a 56 on there. There's 56, got 56 stamped on. Right. Like I say, we're going to fix these two gears into mesh now. This thing here is called a banjo. Probably was shaped like a banjo. Anyway. Right. First thing is 32 tooth gear, 32 tooth stud gear onto there, which is that one. Wash on the nut. Right, then we'll use a spacer on the bottom. Just use the gear that was on there, there's a spacer. Right, and then we're 56 onto there. These are all quite a slack, sloppy fit. Doesn't matter because they only run one direction and all the backlash is taken up. Actually there's a tight spot in that, there's a tight spot in there, I think there's a slight bend in that shaft, but it doesn't seem to affect anything. Okay, so we want that gear meshed with that one and that gear meshed with that one. When you set these gears up, they're going to be set up with backlash in them. Put them too tight, they make a terrible noise and start to bend. You can hear the noise, that's too tight. That's better. Oh, they're always noisy gearboxes, but they don't seem to take any harm. Right, there's a few oil points on the helmet as well. Oil when we're in here. I just use 1040 engine oil on the gears. I have motorcycle chain spray grease, depends what I've got. What I do, I'll start the lathe up nice and slow. You can see the operation of the gears. They're actually in neutral there. This gear here is what they call a tumbler reverse. It changes the direction of the lead screw for left or right hand thread cutting. Slow the lathe right down. Yeah, you can see the gears moving there. That one there is turning clockwise. We'll stop it. Now turn anti-clockwise. You can hear the gears. Nothing to worry about. So there's one or two oil points in here that are quite important. One there. One in there. Right, so that's our gear train set up to cut American thread. This is the screw cutting gearbox on the front of the lathe. Now to cut a 1mm pitch, it tells me to set the gears up as I have, and also to set up the lathe to cut a 32 TPI thread. So 32 TPI is that one there. So that lever there is in 32. And if you look along, it tells you I want the other one in position C. Right, so that's C, 32, C. So that's going to cut a 1mm pitch thread, hopefully. Right, there's no graduations on this compound slide, so what I use a protractor to set it up. Protractor set at 30 degrees. I've actually got a mark on there, 30 degrees, so I know it's right, 29 degrees, so I know it's right. Right, so that's set up there. So we can lock our compound slide up at that. A couple of little cap head bolts in there. Lock it up. And then we're going to set up our tool angle again, which is quite simply done with a square. Right. Now, a quick way to check that you've got it right. That tool angle there is 60 degrees, half of that's 30. So the line looking through that tool there is the same as the line looking through the compound slide. I'll bring the camera around so you can see it more clearly. Right, what you're looking for, half the angle of that tool is 30 degrees. That's looking along the tool and it's in the centre of the line of the compound side as well. So that angle there and that angle there, they're both the same. So we'll know what tool is going to be going in at the right angle. Right, so our compound set at the right angle, the tool set at centre height and the right angle to the job. Turn the cross in until it touches, zero it, same with the compound slide and zero that. Right, back it out one full turn. The lathe has got a thread there indicator, but being a metric thread I can't use it. Once I start to cut the threads I won't be disengaging the lead screw. Right, so what we've done, everything's engaged, we've moved the carriage well away from the job. Start the lathe up. Engage the feed nuts. And you can see it's moving the right way, it's advancing towards the work. Right, so we can put our centre back in. Make sure we've got plenty clearance, plenty of room. So wind that in to 0. Put a cut on with a compound, just a couple of thou. All I want to do is mark it. Right, start the lathe up. Engage the feed nuts. The way it goes, putting the thread. Right, when it drops off the end, you stop the lathe. Wind your cross side out 1 full turn, reverse the lathe. Right, stop it. Wind that back in 1 full turn. Ready to put a cut on. We'll just check the thread with our thread gauges. Engaging the thread so we'll appear to be cutting the thread the correct pitch. Now we'll put some more cut on with a compound slide. A little bit of lubricant. Right, and we'll start the lathe up forward, just timing. See how the chippings are just coming off one side of the tool because it's only cutting on the front edge. You could put the tool straight in on a fine thread like this, but the thread's got to be very accurate. It's a lead screw, it's important. Right, we're watching for dropping off the end. Right, so we'll stop it. Out the full turn, reverse. You've got to use the same procedure all the time. It's no good changing halfway through. Right, stop. Into 0. More cut. I'm looking at the finished thread depth about 22-23 thou side. Right, so it's in 1 full turn on the cross slide. 5 thou feet on the compound slide, a little bit of oil, lathe forward. I'll reverse it back off the job now and we'll give it we'll try it on, see what sort of fit. It should be about right now.